The first, Missouri schools will remain closed through the end of the school year. Most school districts in the metro have been closed since mid-March, but now schools will continue to work remotely. Today, Governor Mike Parson spoke about the class of 2020 that was set to graduate next month.
The senior class that's out there, my granddaughter is one of that senior class that's out there from a small school. And for you seniors out there, I understand how disappointing this will be to not be able to have that graduation ceremony. But let me assure you this, we will work with DESE, we will work with the superintendents across the state to make sure you get the opportunity to walk down that aisle and receive that diploma at some point in the remainder of this year. We will try to make that happen. I know you've worked hard for 12 years, and we want to make sure you have the opportunity to do that.
School services will continue through the end of the school year, and that includes meal distribution and child care services. Now, also breaking this afternoon in Reno County, Kansas, an infant has tested positive for COVID-19. The Reno County Hospital says that the child has no known travel history and no underlying health conditions. The health department says that it is closely working with this infant's family, and they're monitoring that child for fever and respiratory issues. In Topeka, Kansas Governor Laura Kelly taking her own legal action after legislative leaders revoked her decision to limit religious gatherings right ahead of Easter Sunday. Our Michael Mahoney here with the breaking details.
Kelly accused legislative leaders revoking her church congregation limit order of jeopardizing the health and safety of Kansans. So she's going to take them to court, saying that this is not a normal political disagreement.
We do not have time to play political games during a pandemic. I'm confident that the Supreme Court will take up this matter and adjudicate it quickly.
Many Kansas churches and synagogues have already suspended services for fear of spreading the virus. The revocation of the church limit by state legislative leaders is headline news in the midst of Holy Week, Passover, and the approach of Islam's Ramadan.
So the three Abrahamic faiths are very much in the news in a normal kind of way. And with this pandemic, it's a natural news peg.
Timaeus has been writing about religion for years. Another concern is now coming from the Kansas Health Director, Lee Norman. A new report for the CDC suggesting the virus may be more contagious than first thought.
If that indeed is how it spreads, to really have it go out like wildfire. And that's why we've been seeing it in like the rehab center that's in Wyandotte that you've read about in the press.
So the governor is taking the legislative leaders to court over striking down her limitation on congregations at churches, accusing the legislative leaders of playing politics at a time of a public health crisis. Look for the state Supreme Court to move on this pretty quickly. Michael Mahoney, KMBC 9 News.
And in addition to all of this, new unemployment numbers were released today. We now know 1 in 10 Americans is without a job. 6.6 million Americans applied for jobless benefits last week due to the coronavirus outbreak. KMBC 9's Bree Jackson in Washington with a closer look at the numbers and what federal leaders are doing to help.
A tragedy that is hard to even comprehend.
On Thursday, Republicans looked to fast-track an extra $250 billion for small business loans.
Let's pass more non-controversial funding for Americans' paychecks.
Democrats blocked the effort, pushing for increased protections for minority-owned businesses and additional resources for frontline workers.
After all, if we want to address the economic crisis, we need to address the health crisis that precipitated that.
Negotiations continue as cities and states scramble to keep up with surging cases and unemployment claims. The economy is expected to remain stagnant through April, and experts predict more job losses ahead.
It appears that we are in for possibly the most severe quarterly decline in our nation's history.
With federal aid running low, small businesses and laid-off workers urge Congress to act soon.
What we want to do is to make sure that it is done in the best way for the most people.
I do not think people should play politics with the pandemic.
Locally, more than 140,000 people in Kansas and Missouri filed unemployment claims just last week. And there is a small amount of good news to share with you. Those numbers are now falling. Now, breaking this down by state, more than 91,000 people filed new claims in Missouri. In Kansas, it was more than 50,000. The jobless claims have stretched unemployment systems in both of those states. KMBC 9's Matt Fleener spoke with a longtime Kansas City sports personality about his journey through unemployment.
And I'm not afraid to share things because someone else might be going through the same thing.
He's had a highlight career, but for the past 2.5 weeks, veteran Kansas City radio and TV host Brad Porter has found himself unemployed.
You can't sit there and think that you did a bad job or it was your fault.
On social media, Porter has stayed extremely positive, navigating an overloaded unemployment claim system in Missouri.
And so the advice I was given is try to do it late at night, maybe while the traffic is lower. So I had to set my alarm for 2 o'clock in the morning.
We have made progress this week on the overall password issue.
In Kansas, the Department of Labor has added 85 call takers to handle questions due to an overloaded system. Adding to frustration, the Claims Appeals Unit has been closed after Governor Kelly's shutdown order over the past few weeks.
We are looking to get them back online, at least partially, this week.
Meanwhile,
it's not about you. And
Porter has a message of hope in these tough times.
You can be angry, sad, upset, whatever, cry if you want to, but the important thing is to, stay positive because at some point, something is going to come back for you.
Matt Fleener, KMBC 9 News.
Wall Street analysts say Leawood-based AMC Theaters will likely file for bankruptcy. Its cash reserves are dwindling as many Americans follow those stay-at-home orders. Analysts believe AMC is losing around $150 million a month, which means that it could run out by this summer. The company furloughed 600 staff members last month. For the third day in a row, the state of New York continues to set records for the number of deaths related to COVID-19. Yesterday, the city hit 799 deaths in just one day. 42% of confirmed deaths in the United States are now from the Empire State. The number of confirmed COVID-19 cases continue to grow in both Kansas and Missouri as well. Missouri jumped more than 200 cases and 19 deaths in the last 24 hours. In Kansas, there are now more than 1,100 cases with 42 deaths. Johnson County is about to start random testing of thousands of people for COVID-19. KMBC 9's Emily Hallwick is live in Olathe to explain how this is going to work, Emily, and what health officials are hoping to find out.
Yeah, so Haley, the Johnson County Health Department is working with a local marketing and research firm that's based right here in Olathe, and they're using an online survey to decide who this first group of 500 people will be who are randomly selected to get that testing, which is starting tomorrow. Again, it's here in Olathe. Now, the goal is to test at least 2,000 people in the coming weeks in Johnson County to determine how mitigation efforts are working. Is social distancing making an impact in reducing the spread of the virus? And is there a large population that's infected but have no symptoms? The first group that will be tested tomorrow will have received an email with information. So this is not just for anyone to show up and get tested. You have to be selected. And they were specifically chosen by the marketing and research firm ETC Institute. Now, some reported symptoms and some did not. The drive-through testing will happen at the College Boulevard Activity Center right next to Olathe Northwest High School. Private labs will then test the samples that were collected. We spoke with an epidemiologist at the Johnson County Health Department, and she said that the testing is really critical to get a better understanding of the spread.
We know that people are being undiagnosed, which gives us a really incomplete picture of what is going on in our community. The majority of people that we're testing are hospitalized, so already having more of a severe illness.
And Johnson County is hoping to continue this randomized testing in the coming weeks and months as supplies and funding last. Reporting live in Olathe, Emily Hallwick, KMBC 9 News.
And all across the country, data now points to a racial disparity among COVID-19 patients. African Americans are dying at a higher rate. KMBC 9's Bianca Beltran says that it's happening here in Kansas City, too.
Data shared this week by the Kansas City, Missouri Health Department showed the highest number of cases is in the 3rd District, which also has a higher percentage of African American residents with underlying health conditions that make people more susceptible to the virus. Councilman Brandon Ellington points to socioeconomic disparities.
The average person that lives in the 3rd District works some type of service jobs, from driving the Metro buses to working at the grocery stores to being your RN nurses at the hospitals. So a lot of people in this area don't have the luxury or the privilege to be able to work from home.
Samuel Rogers Health Center is handling all medical care at its facility in the 3rd District. 30 different languages are spoken by patients at this clinic, and medical staff work with them to not only address illness, but factors surrounding their health care.
We look at safety of the home, how many people live in the home, because that does increase your risk of spreading COVID-19. We look at food insecurity. We do have patients that come here that do not have enough to eat for themselves or their children.
Dr. Tony Zink says the clinic will help anyone who walks through their doors because it takes everyone to stop the spread of the virus. In Kansas City, Missouri, Bianca Beltran, KMBC 9 News.
And we checked with health departments all across the metro. Jackson County will not include race in its reports. Neither will Kansas City, Missouri. The city says that it has too many unknowns to include race. The state of Kansas, though, is working to include race in its reports. The stay-at-home order that covers Kansas City, Missouri, along with Jackson County, Missouri, plus Johnson and Wyandotte counties in Kansas, is set to expire April 24th. Today, Kansas City Mayor Quinton Lucas talked about what's next.
You know, for us in Kansas City, as distinguished perhaps from what happens statewide in Missouri and then certainly what happens statewide in Kansas, we let public health guide what we're doing. And so our order is set to expire somewhat soon. We're going to continue to talk to our public health professionals. I would think right now we may need a little bit of extra time to make sure that we're continuing our mitigation steps to flatten the curve. But we will not rescind or withdraw or reduce the order until such for public health, and that includes an order that applies to everything from a church service to a school. All are treated the same because we want everyone, parishioners, children, everyone, to be safe and healthy.
And of course, the stay-at-home orders have really changed the way we're doing things, especially with health care. At Children's Mercy, doctors and nurses are using telemedicine more for outpatient visits. Only 1% of appointments used to be done virtually. In recent weeks, it's jumped to 65%. It's a way to evaluate children from home, eliminating unnecessary exposure during the crisis. Parents might be asked to help, but the doctors still take the lead.
The provider is still doing the interpretation. So, you know, you can, as a mother, you can gently push on your child's abdomen, for example, and the provider can tell by looking at that child if that is causing discomfort.
Some patients will still need to be seen in person, but right now this can be a valuable screening tool. It's a safer way to help families get answers during the pandemic. Local distiller Jay Rieger has made some big changes during the pandemic. Starting next week, you'll be able to buy the hand sanitizer they've been producing in several Metro grocery stores. The company says in the last 3 weeks, they produced almost 36,000 gallons of hand sanitizer. They say they'll keep it going as long as it's needed.